I am currently a principal design engineer and have been with Renishaw very much from the company's beginning. Initially, I worked on the design and development of wireless machine tool measuring systems. These enable machine tools to check the parts they have made and compensate for any inaccuracies. More recently, I have led a team developing a new generation analog measuring system to help further improve precision of machine tools. This helps them make better parts for cars, washing machines, or whatever they're making parts for. I have very much enjoyed the engineering challenges this work has presented. In recent years, I have been able to devote more of my time to mentoring of graduates and students. To help with this, I have developed the Teardown workshop, which gives hands-on experience to students of how everyday electrical/mechanical devices work. Recently, I have been running 3 or 4 of these events a month for graduates, students and local schools. I understand you will be using the Teardown in your programme. Great fun too. I hope you enjoy it. Well, it always starts with the dreaded emails, and then I check my calendar. I'm currently working on several different projects. I'm helping a team to design and produce a production test rig to test our optical transmission product range. So I will touch base with them and help them if they require. I'm researching into possible new products and technologies, so a portion of the day will be set aside for that. I then have some time for mentoring and schools work, which at the moment is the Wren Buggy project. So all in all, a nice mix of activities, which I probably deserve after 45 years in engineering. Well, I think a good example of team working is our design reviews. This is where, at various stages through a project, the engineer in charge will have the courage to ask other senior engineers to critique and ask difficult questions about the design. If he really wants to find every possible problem, he offers drinks for each problem spotted. These meetings are great fun and show a great camaraderie between engineers. But they are a very serious point, and that is the volume of products that Renishaw sells. We have to get the design squeaky clean and ensure it is right to make sure we don't get any problems in the field. Engineers at Renishaw are always very willing to help each other, even though a little banter goes with it. Well, when I was at secondary school, it was very different than today. We had no DT as such, just science, which was split into physics and chemistry lessons. But luckily we managed to persuade the science master to let us experiment in the lab at lunchtimes, where we mixed all kinds of chemicals and which gave me a great insight into chemistry. I also plotted how to blow the lab up, unfortunately with success. However, more of my D&T was done at home. From when I was very young, I experimented with bulbs, batteries and buzzers. Dad was an electronics engineer himself and helped to encourage me to play with all kinds of electronic bits and bobs. Apparently when I was only 3, I mended Mum's iron. She stood on loads of rubber mats before turning it on, but apparently it worked. My interest in electronics and mechanics continued through my teenage years, with technology conquests such as my own pirate radio station. The less said about that, the better. Even today, my interest in DT continues, but now thankfully manifests itself in the Renishaw Teardowns. At 16, I left school and with a handful of O-levels moved with my family from London to Gloucestershire. I joined Smith's Industries Aerospace Division as an apprentice and continued with day release at college. I found my progress at Smith slow, mainly because of my lack of academic achievement, and so moved to a smaller local company called Underground Location Services. This company was mapping streets and their services, such as gas, water, power, phone, etc., so councils could update their plans. They were trying to develop their own electronic equipment to detect buried services, and I became in charge of this development. It was a very steep learning curve, but great experience for the young engineer, if I could call myself an engineer at the time. With a small company, you not only get to develop and build the equipment, but you had to go out and operate the equipment with the teams. A great all-round engineering experience, and you'd quickly learn if the product didn't work properly. Over the next 5 years, we built a range of detection and testing equipment and designed some for use in the oil industry. This took me to the North Sea and oil exploration, when I worked with a team who built the first remotely controlled mini submarine. Another great experience. After 5 years in the North Sea, I came home for a more tranquil life and found good old Renishaw. So I began the major part of my engineering career, and I'm still here today.